Things are getting very interesting and very lively. And it's now emerging that Raila Odinga has been the most consistent politician in Kenya. You cannot just dangle a carrot for him to compromise him. He will seriously disappoint you. One question Kenyans have been asking: can William Ruto withdraw Raila Odinga's candidature? That's the question very many Kenyans have been asking. Raila Odinga understands the processes and the procedures of AU very well. He once served as the African Union High Representative on infrastructure. So when you see him coming out to attack William Ruto in public, he understands very well William Ruto can do nothing to stop his AU bid. He understands that very well. In terms of international networks, nobody beats Raila Odinga in Kenya when it comes to connections. I want us to listen to Samwel Poghisho, former majority leader in the Senate. Poghisho is trying to put some things into perspective. Listen to this before we continue.
Facilitating something that leads to where he is going to go. But that doesn't stop him from feeling for the people. There's nothing that Raila enjoys like representing the downtrodden, the people who are suffering. And I'm sure even if you dangle that, whatever, that carrot, and the people are in trouble and the people are suffering, he'll come out. Raila will come out. Some of us want to come out, but nobody does it better than he does it. Kalonzo wants to come out, but Kalonzo would want to see Raila do it, because the way he does it is different. And it is that trust that people have in Raila. If you see that Raila Mapambano, Rudy, it's because that is the real character of Raila. You know, Rudy, he never left.
It is clear alikuwa ameondoka sasa amerudi.
This you know, you need to know this man. This man has stood his ground for so many years. If there's a person who has been tested by all systems of government, so he was able to say this.
Yet we've seen him change sides from time to time.
Yeah, it is not.
What happened what is happening
Let
now?
me tell you, even when he was in a handshake, you could not overrun that guy. I mean, we were in that system. you could not. What happens is that he's reached a place in this country where he carries so many people with him that the same people must have come out and say, hey, we are dying, man. Same people, because he has also got his advisors. Some of them are not far from here, and you will know that it must have told him, you know, you've been quiet. Because also to be able to achieve the AU position, he also needed to do some of these things. He had to work with William Ruto, he had to work with certain presidents, and during that time, he definitely would look very quiet. And he left his generals going on. I mean, Azimio never kept quiet. But his voice finally had to come out. Against all odds. I mean, I heard Ichung'wa threatening, you know, and others threatening Raila even yesterday in their speeches. Oh, he might miss the AU job. Well, the place where the high stakes are is in the integrity of the country. The fact that William Ruto has already endorsed him and many other presidents have endorsed him, you can't now go back and say, we are going to unendorse or to rewind that. You can't do that. Okay. I mean, that's the integrity of the government. So when you tell people that you think, and I think this is something good for this leader majority to hear, you think the world acts the way you do. There's integrity in the process. Endorsements have already come. So can you think the country can go back and say, please don't endorse? just because of a statement that the leader majority, the leader of opposition has said. And Raila is obviously the leader of the opposition in this country before he becomes chairman of AUC.
Ruto and his team, if you look on how Arun Cheriot speaks, Kimani Ichung'wah speaks, it's as if their hands are tied. They can't withdraw Raila Odinga's candidature. What they can hope for is for Raila Odinga to fail in the AU elections of next year, February. And just as Poghisho has explained, it will be foolhardy for William Ruto or even Kenya Kwanza to attempt to withdraw Raila Odinga's candidature. I think should they make that attempt, then Kitawaramba, it will backfire on them. If you look at Raila Odinga, I believe Raila Odinga came out to attack William Ruto because he knows and understands very well that William Ruto is supporting him for AU in order to remove him from 2027 presidential election. And Ruto is doing that because he knows Raila Odinga enjoys a fanatical support on the ground, a support that will give him trouble if Raila Odinga will be a candidate in 2027. That's why William Ruto is supporting Raila Odinga. And he's doing that because of that ground support. And just as I did explain yesterday, the moment Raila Odinga becomes weak and weaker on the ground, 1 year is still a long way. The moment Raila Odinga is becoming weak and weaker, then kuna kamadharau inaanza. William Ruto and his team, they don't now see the need to support Raila's bid because after all, he's no longer relevant on the ground. So, the stronger Raila Odinga is on the ground, the more William Ruto will put more efforts into making sure he gets the AUC seat. The weaker he becomes, the more William Ruto can even sabotage Raila's bid. As much as he can sabotage it, he cannot withdraw Raila Odinga's candidature. So to put those remarks into perspective, Samwel Poghisho is just telling William Ruto, you will do nothing. You can't stop Raila Odinga's AU bid. His bid is intact. And that's true. William Ruto made that bed. Let him lie on it. And now again, William Ruto should also understand that the world does not work the way it thinks. That today, you endorse somebody, you campaign for that person, and then tomorrow you wake up to say that you are no longer supporting that person. That in itself will dent William Ruto's credibility and integrity. And he'll be seen in the international arena as a very big joker. When he was supporting Raila Odinga for the AU bid, he knew very well Raila Odinga was the opposition leader. And Raila still remains the opposition leader. And again, it will create this impression that William Ruto does not want to be held accountable. He doesn't want any person or anybody criticizing his government. And that can also work against him in the international community. William Ruto has been desperate to be seen as a Democrat. And Raila Odinga has actually pushed Ruto to a corner. A corner I'm very sure William Ruto is very much confused. He does not know how he can get himself out of that corner. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribe, give the video a like. For those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya.
Unajua wakati baba amesema anaenda AU, kwanza mtu akikupatia kitu akupatie na roho safi. Hii mambo ya kusema ati baba kwa sababu anaenda AU asiongee kwa niaba ya wananchi. Sisi tunataka kuambia huwezi weka Raila Odinga kwa mfuko. Na huwezi weka Sifuna kwa mfuko. Hata ukinipatia ugali ni kule na ukifanya makosa na meza ya ugali na nakuambia hii makosa. Kama mtu akupatie kitu na roho safi, ati anaweka conditions pale, ati sasa wewe unakutafutia kitu ya AU atukue mponi, tumeshinda rais. Sasa ile serikali ameshindwa na kazi, ati wanataka baba anyamaze tu. Hii mvua haikuanza tu leo. Waliambiwa na watabiri wa hali ya anga mvua kubwa inakuja kunyesha. Vile Mungu aliwaambia Nuhu ataendeleza nini? Safina. Wapi safina Ruto uliambiwa kutengeneza? Tunaingia mwezi wa 3, mchungaji, kama madaktari wako katika mgomo. Kutatua mgomo ya madaktari imeshinda Ruto. Yeye mwenyewe anasema hata mtumishi za kaya wako sawa. Na amewekelea mzigo mkubwa ndio wananchi wetu, hao wananchi hawawezi kupumua. Kila siku akilala anafikiria ushuru gani mpya anaweza weka. Hata ushuru ya hewa inakuja. Sasa kama kazi imeshinda mtu, si tunasema imeshinda. Usituambie mambo ya AU, hapana, changanya kazi.